You own a building that is going to survive and be an office building. How do you maximize the value of that building? There's a couple questions you need to ask yourself. Or you need to look at what is the perfect building in today's environment. Right? Perfect building has a couple things. First of all, picture it as an ecosystem that feeds itself. So what does that mean? I need a couple different things in that building to allow people to come in and rent a desk or an office, all the way up to taking an entire floor on a 10-year prime lease. So one category that we have to look at in the perfect building is kind of what's the stack? What is in that building? So the perfect building needs a flexible space, right? Where you can either hot desk or have private office, small teams. If it's a really large building, then you should be able to also build out for flexible space for enterprise clients. Wonderful. On top of that, you need spec space. We call it plug and play spec suites because having a white box spec suite available is not good enough. That's not on demand. That is, here's 3,000 feet. It's all painted white. It's not finished. It's got concrete floors. Flexibility is, I see it on Friday. I sign an agreement. I move my stuff in on Saturday. I start working on Monday. So the spec suites that you have in your building need to be lit up with, at a minimum, with Wi-Fi that a good operator who has a good technology package can control all this from one spot. Needs to be furnished. Plug and play spec suites, critical, right? On top of that, you then put prime tenants, right? You should have some mixing, hopefully, of sizes of space. In this town, 3,000 to 5,000 feet is selling much faster than 20,000 feet. But you want to be able to accommodate a 20,000 foot, 10-year full floor user, and you want to accommodate a walk off the street contractor for GSA. I have a 90-day project and I need an office. You need amenities. Does your building have to have a gym and a cool coffee shop? No, but can you walk to one if there is not one in your building? If it is in your building, is it useful? You don't have to have a coffee shop or a grab and go, but is there one that is relatively close where you satisfy my needs, right? If you put that entire picture together and you do your homework on what should my coworking space look like, what level of finish should it have, right? In order to do that, you need to know what's going on competitively in your market. So create the right feel for your coworking space. That goes hand in hand with choosing the right operator for that space. That goes hand in hand with choosing the right agreement with that operator for your space. On top of that is, what's the next level? Do I have plug and play spec suites that are available on demand that my coworking operator can help manage, help sell, help put a good experience to the users of that space? Do I have enterprise level space? Can a Fortune 100 call me and say, we need room for 150 people for 9 months next week? Is that there and ready to be used and lit up? And again, tied back down to my co-working operator that I'm partnering with. Can they manage that space for me? And then do I have prime suites available, prime tenants available elsewhere in the building where I'm probably going to need to be more flexible on the term. Will I do a 3-year deal? Will I do a 5-year deal? Can I get a 10-year deal? And you just need to be able to have your property management team, your leasing team, and your co-working operator all need to be on the same page. And the page they need to be on is, how do I create value for the building owner? If everyone's not on the same page, you need to rearrange some things, right? Our mission as coworking operators is to add value to the building you own and operate. If you want to learn more about how to go through all these things I just spoke about, visit www.launchworkplaces.com/landlords and download our commercial landlord guide to flexible office space. It's 50 plus pages of a little more detail of all the things I just spoke about and more, and continue the conversation.